Are you thinking about moving to Indiana and you want to live in one of our two largest cities, Indianapolis or Fort Wayne, and you just kind of want a little bit more information about both as you try to make your decision? Well, if that's you, then you're going to want to stick around and watch this video because today I'm going to go over the differences of both of these cities. Hey everyone, my name is Dave Brough. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button. That way you get notified each time that I make a channel. I talk all about what it's like to live and work and just be in Fort Wayne. And for folks that are moving here, I know that a lot of people are telling me that it's pretty helpful when they can see, what it's like to really be here. So this is what I'm trying to do. If you want to move to Fort Wayne, you have plans to do that, please reach out to me directly. You can call, text, or email me. I am a real estate agent. This is what we do. We help people every single day. So let's get right into it. First, I want to say that the two cities are very similar to each other. They geographically are 2 hours apart drive time. They are both very flat cities. We don't have any large bodies of water around either. Both cities do have some nice rivers flowing through them. Indianapolis is the state's capital, and Fort Wayne sits just to the north of Indianapolis. Both cities have fun things to do. Both cities have great school systems, very affordable housing, access to the interstate and airports, stuff like that. So let's talk about the population of the two cities. Indianapolis is a large city and it has a population of almost 900,000 people, whereas Fort Wayne has a population of almost 300,000 people. So Indianapolis is about 3 times larger than Fort Wayne. Fort Wayne has been slowly catching up to Indianapolis though. Since 2000, the population of Indianapolis has grown about 12%, whereas the population over the same period of time in Fort Wayne has grown over 32%. A higher percentage of the population in Fort Wayne is married than that of Indianapolis, but Indianapolis has a higher percentage of single people. Northeast Indiana's population, this is where Fort Wayne is growing faster than any other area in the Midwest. And the reason for this is, they say, because of quality of life and affordability, low cost of living. So let's talk a little bit about affordability. Overall, Fort Wayne is a more affordable city to live in, and in almost every metric that I could find, Fort Wayne is just under Indianapolis in total cost. So for example, overall, Fort Wayne is 5.5% less expensive than Indianapolis. If you are somebody that cares about health costs, Fort Wayne is going to be a more affordable option for you. Our healthcare expenses on average are about 8% less than Indianapolis. Our consumer prices are 4% lower than Indianapolis. Our rent prices are about 18% lower. Restaurants to go out to eat, if you're somebody like myself that likes to go out and have dinner, it's going to cost you about 18% more to do that in Indianapolis than it is in Fort Wayne. Groceries are about 5% higher in Fort Wayne than they are in Indianapolis. So I can't talk about affordability, cost of living, without talking about homes. I am a realtor and this is what I do. So if you're comparing the two markets, they're going to be very similar. Both cities have old neighborhoods, they have expansive suburbs. We are not locked by any bodies of water, so theoretically Fort Wayne and Indianapolis can just keep growing and growing and growing, wider and wider and wider. And that's basically what's happening. So no matter what style of house that you're after, both cities offer pretty good options for you. Obviously, a larger market is just going to have more options. That would be probably with any two city comparisons anywhere across the country. But in Fort Wayne, if you're somebody that likes to live downtown, you like the urban lifestyle, we've got a lot more options available than we've ever had. But I will say though, if you're looking for like a luxury condo in Fort Wayne, there's very few to choose from currently. And in Indianapolis, there are some choices for you. But total cost of home ownership is less in Fort Wayne. So houses are going to be about 5% less than they are in Indianapolis, which isn't too much. I don't think that would be a reason for me to choose one city over the other. But they are going to be pretty similar. And I will say though, from my experience of living in Fort Wayne, this is where I'm from, and kind of like paying attention to the Indianapolis market, the neighborhoods in Indianapolis are just a little bit more, so you can get more house for the money in Fort Wayne. The median home price in Indianapolis is about $183,000, whereas the median home price in Fort Wayne is about $173,000. Let's talk about another important thing to people, and that's jobs. I've looked in both cities, and the job market is pretty similar. The rate at which the two cities are adding jobs is pretty much spot on. Okay, they both have about a 5% unemployment rate, and the future job growth over the next 10 years, they are both at about between 35 to 37% growth compared to the US average of 33.5%. So these two cities are almost mirror, identical when it comes to jobs and opportunities. So I can't really give you too much of a difference here. The largest employers in the two cities are all in the healthcare industry. So in Indianapolis, they have Eli Lilly, which is a drug manufacturer or pharmaceutical company, and they have Anthem, which is an health insurance company. In Fort Wayne, the two largest employers are Lutheran Health Network and Parkview, which are both hospital systems. All right, well, let's talk about schools now. Both cities have very large public school systems, and unfortunately, both of the school systems are ranked pretty low, the public school systems inside the city. However, it's the suburb school systems that really stand out. So Fort Wayne and Indianapolis have some really, really high-rated school systems. I know, like in the Carmel or in the Indianapolis area, Carmel is a really good school system. Noblesville, that area, and in Fort Wayne, the Southwest Allen County school system and the Northwest Allen County school system, they're all good schools. So that's not to say, if you're going to send your child to one of the public school systems in the city, in Fort Wayne or Indianapolis, there are some really good teachers that care. There's some really good schools, but if you look at the rankings, go online, do a Google search, you'll find exactly what I found, and that they do not rank high. Things to do and culture. These are really high on most people's lists I found. And let's start with Fort Wayne. Fort Wayne has a lot more things to do than it did 5-10 years ago. But some of the things that are coming down the pipe for us are Electric Works, which is a former General Electric campus. Some of these buildings are over 100 years old. And there is, I believe, an almost $300 million investment going on right now where they are completely renovating these spaces and turning them into high-end office. There's retail, there's living. It's just a mixed-use space. So that's something that people in Fort Wayne are really excited about. Fort Wayne has a really good park system, and they have a very high-rated children's zoo called the Fort Wayne Children's Zoo. We have the Tin Caps baseball, which is our minor league baseball team, which always wins awards for best stadium. It beats out other cities with their attendance. Fort Wayne has Promenade Park, which I did a video on, and there's the Landing Project. There's probably about 3 or 4 pretty big projects going on just in downtown right now, which people are pretty excited about. There's the River Greenway, which is a trail system that you can get on, and you can bike, almost to anywhere in Fort Wayne. It just follows the 3 rivers that we have. Let's talk about Indianapolis. Indianapolis has a lot of fun things to do. You can go shopping downtown in a large mall called Circle Center, and you could watch a Colts NFL football game in a really cool stadium. There are the Indianapolis Pacers. Tons of parks, tons of cool things to do in Indianapolis. And they also have a really neat trail system, just like Fort Wayne does. They've got 95 miles of bike lanes, 75 miles of greenways that connects, people all over the city. The little town or neighborhood of Brough is a place where a lot of young adults live. There's a really cool bar scene, really neat houses. And if you live in Fort Wayne or live in Indianapolis, chances are you've at least visited that location just to hang out. Can't forget about the Indianapolis 500 and the Brickyard 400, I believe it is, for NASCAR. These are 2 very large races that they have every year. The Indianapolis 500, I believe, is the largest spectator event held in the world. At least it was. And I've been there a few times. It's been a long time since I've been there. It's fun. They always do that over Memorial Day. Can't forget about the Indianapolis Children's Museum. It's a large museum. There's a really neat dinosaur exhibit, among other things. Been there many times as a Fort Wayne resident, so it's no big deal to take the 2-hour drive down to Indianapolis, take your kids there. If you live in Indianapolis, I would imagine that you might want to consider getting a pass if you have children, so that you could go there more frequently. So guys, just to give you a recap, the 2 cities are great cities, and I believe that they both have some really good things going for them. And it probably would be a tough decision if I was moving into Indiana from another state, just trying to decide which city I want to live in. Ultimately, I think it would come down to, do you want kind of like the hustle and bustle of a larger city, which would present you just more opportunities to do things, but also, a little bit higher cost of living, more people to be around? Or would you like something a little bit smaller, like Fort Wayne, with a little bit lower cost of living, still things to do, but just not as many things to do? Geographically, they're not that far away. Nothing really looks that much different. It's not like one city has mountains and, cool bodies of water. They're not that much different. They both have some lakes around them that you can do. They both have access to interstates and airports. I'll say that Indianapolis has a much better airport that flies direct just to more destinations. Yeah, I hope this information was helpful for you. If you are thinking about moving to Fort Wayne, definitely get a hold of me. Myself and my team, we help people, just like you, every day, we're trying to move into the city. And even if you are thinking about moving to Indianapolis, I can still help you. I know a lot of great real estate agents who serve the Indianapolis market that I'd be happy to connect you with. So that's it, guys. If you have any ideas for any other videos that you want to have me make, just let me know. I see a lot of people posting comments, and I really appreciate that. And I hope to maybe talk to you someday.